The Okeke family lived in a small but peaceful village where everyone knew each other. Mr. and Mrs. Okeke were well respected and kind-hearted. Mr. Okeke worked as a teacher at the local school, while Mrs. Okeke managed a small shop. They had 2 children, Chika and Ada, who were the pride of their lives. Chika was 10 years old, intelligent and curious, while Ada, at 7, was lively and full of innocence. The family was happy and closely knit, with a tradition of sleeping together in their parents' room, which gave them a sense of security and warmth. At night, after dinner and storytelling, the children would snuggle up on a mat near their parents' bed. It was a routine everyone cherished. Mr. and Mrs. Okeke would talk softly, sometimes laughing as they reminisced about the day. Chika often pretended to sleep, but he was awake, watching his parents. He admired how much they loved each other and was curious about their interactions, especially when they whispered and held each other tightly in the middle of the night. He didn't understand what they were doing but felt intrigued. One night, as everyone settled to sleep, Chika stayed awake again. He saw his parents cuddling and giggling, something they often did, unaware that their actions were being observed. He couldn't fully comprehend what he was seeing, but the image stuck in his mind. It seemed like something important, something he should understand. A few nights later, he noticed the same pattern, and his curiosity grew. Chika loved his little sister deeply. They were best friends, sharing secrets and playing together every day. Ada trusted him completely. To her, Chika was her protector, the one who always stood up for her when other children teased her or tried to bully her. That trust would soon be tested in a way neither of them could foresee. One quiet night, Chika decided to act on his curiosity. As everyone slept, he turned to his sister on the mat they shared and whispered her name. Ada mumbled something incoherent, half asleep. Chika hesitated, unsure of what he was doing, but his young mind told him to mimic what he had seen his parents do. Gently, he reached out to Ada, thinking it was just an innocent way to understand what he had observed. Ada stirred, confused and uncomfortable. She opened her eyes, startled, and asked, "Chika, what are you doing?" He quickly shushed her, telling her it was nothing, just a game. But Ada felt pain and fear. What Chika was doing hurt her, and she didn't understand why her brother, who always looked out for her, would do something like this. She began to cry softly, trying not to wake their parents. The next morning, Ada avoided Chika. She didn't know how to explain what had happened, but she knew it wasn't right. Chika, on the other hand, felt guilty. He had noticed her tears and realized he had hurt her. Yet, he didn't fully understand the gravity of his actions. In his mind, he had simply imitated what he saw, not knowing it was wrong. Days passed, and Ada remained distant from Chika. Her cheerful demeanor changed, and she seemed quieter than usual. Mrs. Okeke noticed the change in her daughter and asked if everything was okay. Ada hesitated, unsure if she should tell her mother. She felt embarrassed and scared, but deep down, she knew she needed to speak up. One evening, while helping her mother in the shop, Ada finally broke down. With tears streaming down her face, she told her mother everything. Mrs. Okeke froze, her heart pounding as she listened to her daughter's words. She couldn't believe what she was hearing. How could this happen under her roof? She felt a wave of shame and guilt, realizing that her lack of boundaries had played a role in this. That night, Mrs. Okeke confronted her husband, and together they decided to address the issue immediately. They called Chika and Ada into the living room, where Mrs. Okeke gently explained what Ada had told her. Chika looked down, unable to meet their eyes. He felt ashamed and scared, not knowing what to expect. Mr. Okeke spoke firmly but lovingly. He explained to Chika that what he had done was wrong and harmful. He told him that actions like that were not games and could deeply hurt others. Chika burst into tears, apologizing repeatedly to his sister. Ada, still hurt, listened quietly as her parents reassured her that she had done the right thing by speaking up. The parents realized the heartfelt to teach their children about personal boundaries and privacy. They decided to make changes in their household. The children were given their own room to sleep in, and the parents began educating them about appropriate behavior and the importance of respecting each other's space. The family also sought help from a trusted counselor in the village, who helped them navigate the situation. The sessions allowed Chika to understand the impact of his actions and gave Ada a safe space to heal. Over time, the siblings began to rebuild their bond. Chika worked hard to regain his sister's trust, and Ada, with the support of her family, grew stronger and more confident. The incident became a turning point for the Okeke family. They learned the importance of open communication, setting boundaries, and educating children about sensitive topics early. Though the experience was painful, it brought them closer and made them more aware of their responsibilities as parents and siblings. The Okeke family eventually shared their story with close friends and neighbors, hoping to educate others and prevent similar situations. They became advocates for family education and child protection, ensuring that no other child would go through what Ada experienced. In the end, the family grew stronger. Chika learned from his mistakes and became a more responsible and caring brother. Ada found her voice and became an advocate for speaking up when something felt wrong. And Mr. and Mrs. Okeke became more mindful parents, ensuring their home was a safe and nurturing place for their children.